Six guys talking about random stuff. You can turn us off when you've had enough.
What's up, podcasters? This is Six Guys Talking here, and this is our third installment of the greatest athletes of all time. In our first two, we discussed the athletes and we discussed their accomplishments and things like that. So if you haven't listened to those, you should go do that. But now we are all going to rank the athletes. We're going to give our top five as a consensus. They're not going to be in any order. We're just going to put our top five out there. We're not going to say who is the greatest out of those top five because that'll go on forever. But we will start off by asking David who his athlete is he wants to contribute to the top five.
All right, so who I want to contribute is Jim Thorpe. We discussed him obviously in the previous episodes, but we said that he was a decathlon athlete, and I personally think that shows like true athleticism because like it's a whole wide spread of events, like 10 different events that he obviously excelled in all 10, and they're all different and test different athletic abilities. So I definitely think with that kind of skill he had over a wide span of sports, I believe that he should definitely be in the top five.
Alrighty, Archer.
All right, so definitely I think one of my top athletes in here is Brian Shaw. I'm very partial to like the strongman competitions and just watching people compete with nothing but raw strength is very impressive, and it is a full commitment to become a strongman because you can work out, you can get more fit than other people, but to be able to lift and do things at such a high level is just a feat of humankind.
Yep. Alrighty, Russell.
I've been thinking it over a bit. I got a few that I would want to put in, but honestly, I have to go with Muhammad Ali. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves to be in the running for the top five.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. Alrighty, Brett.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson.
Enough said.
Alrighty, now I will pick Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that
someone I agree with, finally.
He, it's the biggest sport in the world, and for him to be one of the best, I'm not going to say he's better than Messi, but for him to be one of the best is a amazing feat. Alrighty, McLean.
Okay, I'm going to have to go with my boy Usain Bolt. You can't even really argue that he's not the greatest athlete of all time. You can. I mean, he showboated setting the world record across the 100-meter dash. I mean, none of these.
I forgot the 100-meter dash is the only measure of any sort of athleticism, Klein. My bad.
Hey.
My bad.
Wrong podcast. Wrong episode.
Two down.
It is the greatest athletic feat of all time, probably, so.
Okay.
Is it?
How is
We
it
will
not?
talk about this later.
Keep going.
Later.
You ever seen
Alrighty.
Jay Chestnut eat a hot dog?
It's pretty impressive.
Gavin.
My pick would have to be Mike Tyson. He was one of the greatest boxers of all time, and just the raw strength and speed that he possessed during his prime years, and just knocking people out in 20 seconds almost consistently. It was an amazing thing, an amazing feat. So that would be my pick.
Alrighty, Matthew, you cannot say Chuck Norris.
Okay. I really didn't think about this, and it went around the circle a lot faster than I thought it would. And there was a lot less people. So, what the freak? I say Conor McGregor because he showboated as he beat every single person he beat.
Apparently that's all.
He did a one-knee flying. It was like a flying knee knockout in like the first round in like the first 10 seconds. And that's pretty epic.
Here's the update. If you showboat, you are automatically top 10
He's
greatest
the
athletes.
best athlete of all time. If you
Got
can
a lot of
showboat,
fighters
you
on
made
this
competition.
A lot of fighters on this.
Okay, you know what? Fine.
No. Hey, it wasn't a big idea. It wasn't a big idea.
No, I know it was a big idea.
I was pointed at Beard Boy over here.
Brett thinks Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete of all time, so.
I was gonna say Bo Jackson too. So.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, I can't say Chuck Norris, so I don't really
It's
care.
funny because Mike Tyson would be Muhammad Ali and Conor
that
McGregor.
kick
so-
That's true.
I don't think so.
That's
Yes,
absolutely
100%.
I don't think
Muhammad
you
Ali
can
was
Conor McGregor.
6'3".
It doesn't matter.
does.
Mike
Everyone-
Tyson was so
everyone
much
Mike-
faster and stronger.
Everyone Mike
Yeah, and
Tyson.
the world still thinks of
Everyone
Ali
Mike
as the greatest
Tyson
ever.
fought.
Trent
was bigger
hasn't
than
gone
him.
yet.
That's because
Boxing and UFC
agreed
are
with-
completely different. Like,
Yeah.
you can like choke somebody out.
Can I
It's like
switch
literally
my? Okay,
ruin
if
their
no
life.
one's gonna say LeBron James, can I say
No.
Usain
No.
Bolt?
No.
Usain Bolt is your number one of all time, and
Definitely
no one
not
else here
LeBron.
is
You had
saying
your
Usain
chance.
Bolt.
Can LeBron
so-
James beat Usain Bolt in a 100-meter dash?
Wow,
Wow, showboating.
No,
Oh,
LeBron's
darn.
Yeah, Usain could showboat through it too.
He could.
LeBron's built different though.
He is built different.
All right, Trent, who are you?
Maybe
gonna say?
Trent will say it.
Bo Jackson.
You, well,
Because
we have
Brett
to
already said that. So.
gotta
Well,
pick a
you
new
can
guy.
agree with him.
I don't
I mean,
have
I
to.
don't see anything wrong with him
Yeah.
agreeing with him.
You can agree.
Alrighty, well, you.
I mean,
So
we
you
have
could
we
say
have
LeBron
eight
James.
we have
I will
8 different
put-
guys.
I will put LeBron James
Yeah.
for you.
No, you won't.
Therefore, default.
No one's gonna vote.
We have
LeBron
8 different
James is
guys.
already
So
on there.
Oh, actually, I think Michael Phelps should be on there instead of Conor McGregor because I was just kind of joking. And
Oh, you said it.
Well,
I mean,
That
you can
if you-
change it.
well, I wasn't looking at the list, and then it just all of a sudden popped in my
What
head.
do you- who do
So
you wanna
it's
change
now
it to?
Michael Phelps because he is swimmer.
Yeah.
Well, when you just have that
Sorry,
many
boy.
gold medals, this is just
Yeah.
It's hard not to
fair
say
enough.
that you're insane.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm putting LeBron down.
Thank you.
He's off the list.
I'm ashamed of this.
Yes, I am. LeBron James is
No,
literally one of
no.
the
Okay,
greatest
we're
athletes
not
of all time.
ranking
No,
LeBron
keep
James. You can put him
deleting.
down, but
Keep
we're not
deleting.
ranking him.
You can put him down, but we're not including him. That's funny.
I'm surprised no one picked half court.
The only since
Yeah,
I picked
my-
Brian Shaw, the
Alright.
only reason I didn't pick Hafthor is because currently Brian Shaw is still
Yep.
more titles than him, still technically stronger than him. I mean, Hafthor has way more room to grow because he's younger. But what do you want over there
Hapthor's stronger than Brian Shaw now.
now?
Yeah.
What's
He set the world record for deadlift,
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
he beat Brian Shaw in the last strongman competition.
Did he?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen the most recent one. So, all right. Well, maybe he is stronger currently, but Brian still holds way more records. But the thing is,
Brian does hold more
Hafthor
records.
will most likely hold more records because he's younger. So he has a bunch of time to keep going.
So we're gonna start ranking them. Start talking.
Wait. Okay, so we have
Someone remove Matthew. Quick.
I'm not putting LeBron
Who's
James.
doing that?
Oh my gosh,
I
we have-
figured it out.
we have 8 different athletes that we can choose from and pick our top 5 from. So let's go off.
It's basically 3 off from that list.
LeBron is not included in that.
LeBron is definitely not.
We can argue it. I mean, we got like 30 minutes.
I mean, we can argue.
Klein, you
I
should have
guess,
used
but-
your pick on him.
Yeah.
No, Usain Bolt is more athletic than LeBron James, but
Okay,
I
so then
agree with
just-
that.
LeBron James is second on this list.
No,
he's not.
No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
You guys have Michael Phelps up there. What do you,
Okay.
you guys are
Swimming is
straight
like the
cap.
most.
Are you gonna walk up to his
It's
face
the
and say,
same thing
by
as
the way,
running.
We have
Swimming
two
is like
votes.
the
Jim
most
Thorpe.
physically exerting.
Swimming is
aerobic
so much
than
harder than
LeBron
running.
James.
It's
More
so
muscle.
much harder.
Jim Thorpe was a
did things
3-point.
LeBron James could never do.
Yeah. Jim Thorpe is a better athlete than LeBron James, and Jim
Yes, that's a
Thorpe
fact.
did it modern science, and was still more athletic than LeBron James is now.
No, he was not.
I would fully agree with that statement that Brett just
LeBron
said.
James is fat.
There's only one way.
LeBron James is not fat.
LeBron James is like,
I shoot
sure.
basketball. Dude, LeBron James isn't even the most athletic player in the NBA. How can you say he's one of the
Who
best?
just is?
Zion.
No,
No.
it's not.
I would say LeBron
Giants
James might
fat.
be one of the most athletic for sure. but-
Human beings of all time.
No.
Well, then you should have put him on your list.
That's a
No,
little
because
much.
Usain Bolt is literally more athletic, but he's
Well,
LeBron
that's
James
the choice
is
you
not.
made, so you don't get to fight it anymore.
I'm just saying.
would be
Float like a
awesome.
butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad.
All right,
Ali.
I'm putting out my list out
Mike
there.
Tyson, sting
I
like
think-
a freaking killer wasp, kill Muhammad Ali in 30 seconds.
Wait,
I
okay, so
think-
we can only choose from this
Sting
list.
like a truck.
Yes.
Yo, out
Yeah.
of those 8, we had to figure out what are the top 5.
However, I did not account for Trenton not picking.
Also, you should
A different one.
No one's gonna say
That's fine.
Serena
That's fine.
Williams.
Whoa, what?
No,
No.
I mean I actually have LeBron as my number 5, but I
is
just
what
like
it
seeing
is.
McClain be mad.
Is what
Okay, I'll
He's
put.
always mad when we do this stuff.
Snickers
name one,
bar.
Name one episode.
I mean,
where-
I can
Okay,
throw
let's
my
not
top
bicker
four
and
right
fight.
now.
Let's just get this over
I
with.
can throw my top four
There,
right
Just to
now.
make you guys happy so we can argue it.
Okay.
no.
Now that LeBron's on the list, he's now not
Let's
in the top
talk
5.
about the first person on our list, Cristiano Ronaldo. Does he deserve to be in the top 5?
Yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
For sure.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm
Okay,
putting
you
LeBron
should
on
watch
this.
a
I'm
soccer
putting
game
Ronaldo.
when he's
Soccer.
playing. He stands out like. Okay, so I was watching Zion last night play, and Zion stands out because he is literally like
He's humongous.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
And this guy is not that case, but he stands out
I
from
think
his
you have to look
athletic
up
ability
skill.
and
I
how
know, I
much
should've
faster
picked-
he
I
is
should've
than
picked
everyone.
Wayne.
He's just better.
He's
when you
so
watch.
much faster and more athletic than all those guys. I think he deserves
I
to
think
be up
he's
there.
for sure on the list. It's the most popular sport in the world.
Yep.
He's got competition in the billions.
Yep.
So, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
comfortable.
Yeah, at
with
least
him.
five.
I have him at my 5, so
I think
thought you
he's at least on the list.
Yeah,
for
I
top
changed
five.
And he's in the top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that one.
Okay, so moving on to our next athlete, Usain Bolt. I feel like he has to be on the list for how many records he set in the Olympics, and it's just when you break the human physical limits like that,
Yeah.
you have to be on the list. It's
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Every single
I have
human
him at
being,
2.
every single human being in the entire
Being?
world. Yeah, I know. I kind of messed that up.
3 times
Every
in a row.
single
Hey.
human being
There you
in
go.
the entire world is exposed to running. If you're fast, you are gonna do track or be noticed by someone, and he has been the fastest human being to ever walk the earth.
I mean, yeah, but Tyreek Hill has also probably been the fastest person everywhere he's gone, and he went and did something else.
It's not even true.
Okay, but
You
he
cap it.
still ran track through
In
in college and
Okay.
high school. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Usain
he
Bolt has
wasn't
a good height advantage too.
that. Yeah,
Long leg.
Yeah.
His strides are ginormous.
So, no, definitely top 5. He has to be up there.
All right, next one is Mike Tyson. Is Mike Tyson on the list?
He's on my list.
Yeah, here's the thing: is I have like him, Ali, and Mayweather all kind of the same because I feel like they're all talked about.
I could
in
be.
that.
He was so fast and so strong.
So was Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali could not last 3 rounds with
Okay,
Mike Tyson.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Here's
but
my
you can't-
argument. Here's my argument. Muhammad Ali was 16 pounds heavier than Mike Tyson with a 78-inch reach versus a 71-inch reach.
That
Mike
does help.
Tyson
True.
was Mike
Yeah.
Tyson
6'3".
was smaller than every person he ever fought.
And he's 6'3", and Mike Tyson was 5'10". I think because of
He
those
was
odds,
used to being smaller than
because
everybody.
of those odds, Muhammad Ali wins.
No,
I
No.
gotta agree with Austin.
Mike Tyson
I'm
keeps
agreeing
it.
with Gavin.
That's
Mike
a
Tyson
lie.
keeps it in
I got
close.
Austin.
Mike
If you're
Tyson keeps it in close, and he lands one uppercut on Muhammad Ali's chin, and Muhammad
But
Ali.
that's the
is
thing.
done.
Muhammad
I think
Ali.
Okay, you
Muhammad
can say it the
Ali-
other way, and either way
Yeah,
they're
but
done.
all the
Close.
big guys that Mike Tyson
No.
fought were
Mike Tyson
slower
could
than
take
him too.
punches from
Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali
Ali.
isn't slower than him, and that's how Tyson got in close.
That's not even true. Mike Tyson beat guys that were just as fast as him.
I would like to bring up Evander Holyfield. He still beat him.
Yeah, that's true. But
He's
you know,
talking.
But I think if we were gonna put a boxer, we probably should have put Floyd Mayweather because he's never been beat.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
Same with Terrence.
The way Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather box are very similar, but Mike Tyson had a mind like, he was just crazy, and that was
Yeah.
the downfall of him. If he had a normal mind and could think like a normal human, he would probably be the greatest boxer of all time. But instead, he bit a dude's ear off, and that's what we all remember him as. But you have to think, back when he was really rolling, he was the greatest boxer of all time if he were to continue that. But he fell off because he
He's willing to
lost
wait.
his mind.
I would
I-
say I would say he is in the top 5, but probably 5th.
I looked up. I was curious to see the actual strength behind their punches, and this one has Mike Tyson listed as the second hardest puncher in the heavyweight division.
Who's won?
George Foreman.
Yeah,
George Foreman was a big boy.
a little bit.
So,
Well,
He's not on my list.
I would say he's probably 5th.
If he is, yeah.
Well,
The reason I said him was because the first few that were named were.
Are we gonna go through
We'll
our
come,
top 5?
we'll come back to
Forget
it.
the
We'll
list.
come
We're
back
not-
to
we're
it.
not- We're
I
not
think-
doing,
We're not saying in any order, but we're saying which would be in the 5.
I feel like because we're giving a lot of them. Are we putting Mike Tyson is one of the top
Well,
five?
we'll come back to him.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
don't.
like.
It's
Usain
questionable.
Bolt and Cristiano Ronaldo were like unquestionable.
Definitely.
Well,
we all agree.
I think what we could do is we could just like mark them that we have them on our initial list, and then we could whittle down what we have. Because there are going to be a couple on here that we just kind of come to a consensus
Say
like
no.
we don't think they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we should mark it a little bit for now, and then we can come back to it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Michael Phelps is the next one.
I think he definitely should be.
You know,
I don't think he should be.
top 5.
Okay, well,
It's
before.
tough.
Dominant
Because-
in his sport of swimming, absolutely.
Great swimmer of all time.
The greatest swimmer of all time.
Yeah.
The most,
Okay.
one of the
But
top
But
five.
before, the
most
argument was that
athletic-
with Usain Bolt is he went past what we thought the human body was possible, and he broke all these records and stuff. Michael Phelps did the same exact thing in a different sport. So that argument's still the same exactly
Has
for
he
Michael
broke?
Phelps.
Has he broke
Yeah.
swimming
Well-
records, or does he just win gold medals?
Well,
Because
Well, he-
that's completely different.
Well, if he's beating everyone in the world who should be the top athletes, then that's still
And
holds
beating
the
them by
standpoint of him.
body lengths at the
Like,
beginning of
huge,
his career.
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
It's hard to say though
Michael
because
Phelps,
you
Michael
look at
Phelps,
those.
Michael Phelps.
You look at the swimmers,
So, yes.
right? It's like
Yeah.
let's put a swimmer next to LeBron James, right? Let's say okay, so Michael Phelps is like what 6'8", freak of an athlete, right? Correct. We can all agree. But you look at his competition; they don't look that athletic compared to him, and that is why he dominates. But you take a person like LeBron James and put him next to Michael Phelps. LeBron James looks a lot more athletic than Michael Phelps does.
He's pretty.
Yeah, but
toned.
looking
Well, it doesn't
athletic
matter
and
what it
being
looks like,
athletic
yeah.
are two very different things.
Well, I mean, but you can look at someone and tell how athletic they are.
I think he's fat.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Most people.
Pretty much
Yeah.
every Olympic Games that Michael Phelps went to, it looks like he just basically just broke his own record.
He's broke. He didn't it say that he has 39 world records at the moment.
That was his, no, that was his.
You
Gold,
gotta-
that was his gold
Gold?
medals.
Oh,
You got to look at the pool though of athletes.
Of that, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
but
get it.
swimming may not be huge
Yeah, I
here.
get it.
It is in other places, though.
Like what places?
Like the world isn't represented by the U.S. That's why we can say soccer is the most like well-known sport, even though it isn't here.
So you're saying swimming is the most well-known sport?
No,
in other
I'm not
countries?
saying that. I'm saying in other
It's more
countries,
popular.
swimming
That's
is
not what
bigger
he
than
said.
it is here.
It's definitely not.
Everyone here knew I didn't say that.
Okay.
Dang, let's
All right,
calm
chill,
down,
chill,
yo.
chill,
We're
chill.
just doing a
I'd
lot.
fully-
I like
Dude,
doing
let's
that.
get hyped.
Let's
No.
go.
I just think you can't. It's hard to.
I don't think you can put him on the greatest athletes.
I
of all
would.
time.
maybe
think
top
you
10.
can.
Definitely in my top 10. Maybe
I
not.
I looked
top
up
10.
the statistics, Brett, and I'm sorry, but that's not actually true. The United States has the most titles in swimming with 462. Number 2 is Germany with
That just proves how
145.
Ooh.
athletic we are.
So like, yeah.
Just because we're good.
number 8 only has 35.
Yeah,
Oof.
So like,
It's just
but you got to remember, a third of those are Michael Phelps. Then
Yeah.
yeah, that still puts us
Probably.
200 titles ahead of number 2.
wait, what are we at?
300.
300. Yeah, we're at 462,
Oh, okay.
and number 2 is at 145.
I thought we were 145.
So like,
U.S. kind of takes fat swimming dubs, so
it's
I think he's really close, and because we were talking about broken records, and Matthew looked it up, and he actually has
He's like all the
like
Olympic
four.
records.
He actually has 4 records in swimming,
At least I didn't even
and so
click on the
that's just
article.
like we were talking about with Usain Bolt. If you're setting world records in more than one thing,
Consistently.
nonetheless,
he's done it
that's-
for a while.
that's impressive. That's hard not to put him up there.
How old is Michael Phelps now?
No idea.
He's got to be.
Remember,
I mean,
you
he's
hear me,
been
Trent?
around for-
Yeah.
He's 35.
Remember, top five's great, but if you're going to put him on, who are you going to take off? That's a decision you're going to have to make at some point.
Well, yeah, we said we were going to whittle it down.
So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
I think we should move on. Come back to him, kind of like what we did with
Okay.
Mike Tyson.
Agree.
yeah.
Who's
Okay. Next one, LeBron James.
No.
No.
Nope. Not on
These
mine.
people don't understand.
How can you
What
how can you
is.
look at what he's done and some of the things that he does on the basketball court and say he's not a top 5
Has
athlete?
he
Other people
broken-
have done the same exact
As he
things.
go,
Yeah.
everyone else
There are
now
other
like,
people in the NBA who do it.
Yeah, and compared to everyone else on this list, does he hold like 1,000,000 gold medals, or has he broken like?
He could. He could have went to the
He's
Olympics.
he's 100% going to beat the scoring record if he doesn't get hurt.
If he doesn't get hurt.
Who has it right now?
Yeah, that's not under your control, really.
Just
I have
Will.
no idea.
I think it's Abdul. that has the scoring record.
In a game.
No,
Oh, in his
in
career.
a career.
I think it's cool.
I think it's Abdul.
Yeah. It's Kareem Abdul.
This man is 6'8", 280, 260, 45-inch vertical. How can you not say he's not a top 5 athlete of all time?
Does not.
I mean,
And he's
don't feel
powerful,
like it.
I don't
super
know. What's his
strong.
100-meter time?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you show about at the end of a 100-meter? Because then he'd probably be my number one.
Yeah. Sorry, doesn't make the cut.
I don't know. That's close for me.
It's just not as fun to watch as college basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like college basketball so much better.
Oh my God, college basketball sucks.
I like
Wanted to
watching
see how mad
NBA.
people would get.
Yeah, true.
Just not on mine.
It's,
Definitely not.
How can you not put LeBron James as your top athlete of all time?
I would say
As your
saying
top
both.
all time,
Just
I thought
top
he was in
five.
both.
athletic ability.
That's just mad.
He's
You
LeBron
just keep
James
saying
is
dumb
probably
stuff.
more athletic than Michael Phelps.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
you take Michael Phelps out of the water,
Let's put
LeBron James will
in the
probably
water.
outperform
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
in
If you
every-
put LeBron James in the water,
Okay,
then
but
he
that's
loses.
one sport.
Okay,
Swimming is
but-
one
okay,
sport. You
basketball's
can
one
lifting,
sport.
You can't prove-
lifting, speed, agility. That's all different.
You're
types
saying that
of
Michael Phelps
athleticism.
isn't agile, just normally?
He's probably not that agile, just like running. He's probably
It's
not.
not like his only workouts are in the pool.
I mean, I would say a lot of them.
Probably,
are.
yeah.
Maybe
Well,
for
that
like
doesn't mean all
aerobic-
of them.
maybe for like
Arch is
aerobics and
right. It's
training
not like
form.
Definitely
just
not
trains
just
in
the
the
water.
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like
I
Okay,
still
but you're
like-
gonna sit
but I
here and
still
tell
think
me that
LeBron James
the
would
ground.
outperform him in every single physical activity other than swimming. And swimming is just one thing.
No. There's like,
I bet LeBron
Okay,
James
Russell,
is also
you're-
more coordinated than Michael Phelps. I almost guarantee
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
probably
Well,
true.
probably that, just because.
And coordination is a huge
It's a
part
huge
of being
part in
athletic.
athletic.
You can be
Okay,
strong
but
and
there's
fast,
so
but
many
if you
people
can't
that
control
are
yourself,
just
then
as
you're not
coordinated as
If we're
LeBron
doing
James. They can do all
coordination,
the
why don't
things
we
that
have,
LeBron
like,
James
James
It's
to
not
list
just
on
his
it?
coordination. It's
I know.
everything else.
Exactly. There's so many
And I'm
people
sure-
who can
and
do
I'm sure if
everything
you-
that he can do.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah. It's
I mean-
literally happened.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me LeBron James is less athletic than Michael Phelps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
No.
haven't
That is
decided
not
on
true.
him yet.
Less
so-
athletic.
Not true.
Yes. Well, no.
Let
but
us define athletic.
we did
Google.
this the
We
first
did
time.
this
We did this
before.
before.
Okay.
No.
Well, now I'm gonna
It
do it
depends-
again
it
to
depends on
refresh our
what
memory.
Let's get general consensus on it. Is he in the list or not?
That's the key right there.
It depends on what we're judging on. Are we judging on their athletic ability or the records
Well,
and their
we should-
performance?
Well, that question
in the
comes
sport?
up every single
because
person.
LeBron James is clearly more athletic than Michael Phelps, whether or not there are people that can do what LeBron James can. LeBron James is more athletic
Well,
than Michael
I
Phelps.
agree with that. Yeah.
So I don't that argument that just Michael Phelps is better at swimming, that doesn't work because that's one.
I think this whole time we've been very confused about more athletic and
Yeah.
more
That's because
accomplished.
we started this with
I'm-
such a vague.
I'm trying
topic.
We did.
like Usain Bolt, freaking athletic. LeBron James. You guys said Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
I
No,
did say
no
Brian
offense to you. No
Shaw.
offense to you. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
What about Brian Shaw? It's
I'm
like one
just
of the.
Strongest. What about the?
Okay,
what
we're
about
not on
quickness?
Brian Shaw yet.
No.
No, we're not.
All right.
We're on LeBron James.
We'll come back to it. Maybe.
Well, if we say come back to everything, we're just gonna go back and have the same conversation.
Okay. Well, fine then. I think LeBron should
I
probably
think
be up
LeBron's
there.
on top 5.
I think
McLean?
LeBron-
Let's
Not mine.
let's
Should
at
not
least
be
talk
top
about the
five.
other people before we go on to our 4th episode because that's inevitably going to happen apparently.
Okay. Fine. Next
Okay,
athlete.
Jim Thorpe.
All right, well,
Impressive.
This
Well,
one, I feel like
I think
he's top 5.
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like
he's
he's
on
got to
mine.
be top 5 because he's literally like when we're talking about athleticism. Obviously, we're getting it mixed with how decorated of an athlete they are with medals and everything like that. And while he does have many accomplishments there, this man is literally playing a bunch of different sports. And if that's not a rounded athlete, then what is?
He's very
He's
widespread.
dominated. Yeah,
Yeah.
he dominated.
That's true.
Okay. But
I
let's,
think-
he did.
But let's stick to athleticism. Are there people more athletic than him nowadays?
Yes.
Well,
I mean, nowadays,
But are they
that's
more
because they're
athletic
diff-
due to
it-
the scientific
these are-
advancements
these
or
are
due to their
different-
natural
that doesn't-
ability?
That doesn't matter.
It's athleticism.
Imagine if he had
Athleticism
one way-
is natural. That's the biggest difference
Yeah.
here.
Then you're gonna
You
say
think that people
Okay,
are
we
only
gotta go
athletic
back and
nowadays because they take
edit a lot of these
steroids?
guys.
No, because they have better equipment,
Somewhat.
better access to
That's
scientific
natural.
advances, advancements.
Okay. Well,
That's natural ways to increase your athleticism. Jim Thorpe probably did it too. Jim Thorpe probably trained.
Yeah, but Jim
would
Thorpe's
assume he
training
would train.
was far different than everything there is now because there's scientific data to
but
back
that
up the
doesn't
training
matter.
that is
That's
happening
still,
now.
But that still doesn't play into his athleticism. Play against his athleticism.
Jim Thorpe's lack of scientific advancements to make him more athletic. If Jim Thorpe was alive today,
Okay, but we're
he
sticking.
would be
there's
more
But we're
athletic
sticking
than
to
people
the
today.
definition
There's
of
a-
athleticism,
we
and if
can't
there
say
are
that,
people
though.
more
He's
athletic
not
than him,
alive.
then that makes them a better athlete.
There's a lot of athletic people today that do nothing. I mean, there's kids in our school that are like, look and are super athletic, and they've literally never touched a weight in their whole life. So I mean that's just in our
Yeah,
school.
Matthew, for example.
I mean, just think about the entire world, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
normally.
all I'm saying is if Jim Thorpe has the same scientific advancements and the developments that we have now,
But we're not saying
I
what
think
it
knowledge
But you
of-
don't know that.
Normally,
Yeah.
I
That's a
think
maybe.
Brett's capping. but
Okay,
I'm
that's
on
the
his
same
side
argument
this
with
time.
Muhammad Ali
I'm
versus
kind
Mike
of afraid of
Tyson.
that,
We don't
but-
know anything between those two if they fight
If
today,
you're
because there's
saying
no way to test
natural
that.
born ability,
Jim Thorpe
Jim
is
Thorpe,
top 5
guaranteed.
Yeah.
because he didn't have the data and proof of everything. If
But
he was
since
weight
when-
training, it was
I'm
just
saying
picking
Jim
up
Thorpe is
weight.
better than
Since
LeBron.
when was
Yes,
athleticism
that's a fact.
only
I'll
your
say-
natural
We've been talking
abilities?
about how
everybody,
good they
everybody,
are.
One,
Almost
two,
everybody
three,
here
four.
has increased their athletic abilities by unnatural ways that Jim Thorpe didn't have.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
training that we know now. But does that make us not as athletic?
We are not as athletic
Well, okay,
as
that's
Jim
not what
Thorpe.
I'm
No.
saying. But like, are we not? Our athleticism, does that only root back to our like natural born abilities? Have we not increased our athleticism?
All I'm saying is that his natural
only-
born
are we
athletic
only
ability
athletic
is
as we
way
were when
higher
we were
than
0
anyone
years
else.
I feel like
or was he
Well,
just playing against people that were way, way worse than nowadays? Because he literally played.
scientifically,
There's no- there's-
He was born in the 1800s.
Okay.
All you're doing is proving my point by saying that he was born in the 1800s because he didn't have any access to any of the knowledge base that we have now.
Well,
that
back to
doesn't
about
make
what
him
you were
more
saying
athletic.
about every.
You know,
like,
they
when
say
we-
that generational, we get like 20% less testosterone since the Industrial Revolution. That means that he was probably objectively more capable of being strong since his body could like have more testosterone.
Each generation since the Industrial Revolution,
Yes.
20%.
Yes, we have significantly
Have
less
there-
testosterone than their ancestors.
Okay, yes, but I don't know about 20%.
Which is why we're
Because
selling you this new
you can
revolutionary
only start
product.
at 100%, and if you keep going down 20,
What you're
eventually
saying
you
is
get
we
to
all have
90%.
zero testosterone?
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying that like of all right.
Negative 40%
20%
testosterone. at least for right now.
No, I'm just saying that older generations had a lot more, like a significant amount more.
This entire time I've been saying, well, if you take him out of the water and running, do
Why-
this, and do
why
here over
just
here.
from the-
He literally is accomplishing 10 different things,
Okay.
all in like the
I
same.
never even
group.
said that he wasn't on the list.
I didn't
so-
say you didn't, but
He's
I'm just
on
saying.
mine.
I
I
we've
feel like
been
he should be
discussing
on the
this
list.
entire time that if you take him into a
Alright.
different sport,
I
he'll
think
be
we
right
need
there.
to get to
He's
like
gonna be
I think we
intense.
what
need to move
people's
on.
lists
I think
are.
we should like finish this list.
He definitely
and
is
we
in the
can
top.
Discuss all
Yeah.
that.
How did we start talking about testosterone?
I don't
Because
know.
like
Alright,
that's
Brian Shaw.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm just going to sit down on Brian Shaw because nobody's going to agree with me, so let's just go on to Muhammad Ali. Clearly, no one's going to put him in
He's
their
just
top
not.
five.
I still think
Athletic
he's insanely
abilities,
good.
except for
Wait,
strength,
who are we talking about?
Brian Shaw.
untestable.
lifter.
You probably couldn't even get him to test his agility and that stuff because he
'Cause
just
he's
lifts
slow.
weights.
Because
Exactly, so that doesn't
Yeah.
make
That doesn't
him
make him
not athletic, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do like
That is
pull-ups
true.
and
That
stuff.
does not determine athleticism.
his
Athleticism is
his
not
strength,
defined.
Okay, but
his
even-
raw physical strength does not make him athletic. There
Yes,
are
it
plenty.
does.
There are plenty
Yes,
of
it does.
I think you were talking about Michael Phelps.
Okay, if you solely are good at running, then people call you athletic. If you're solely good at lifting, they call you not athletic. When even though they're
How
both
was that
a
what I
single
was talking
thing.
about Michael Phelps? I
you
said
guys
if you
said
take
that
him out
Michael
of-
Phelps
well,
outside
Yeah,
of the
you
water
just
isn't
said-
You gotta look
strong,
at
so he can't be LeBron
natural
James.
born
But, like,
ability is what we call athletic, and
And
Brian
Shaw
Shaw
doesn't do
natural.
any sports.
Brian Shaw had to dedicate,
Okay.
10 years of his life until he was.
So Usain Bolt
that
didn't
big.
train, Michael Phelps didn't
Well,
train,
Usain
Brian
Bolt
Shaw's not
trained.
natural.
LeBron James
Yeah.
didn't
Exactly.
train.
Brian Shaw trained.
He's not
I
natural.
mean,
as
you
everyone
could
else.
probably get as strong as Brian Shaw if you lifted.
No,
Listen. If you
That's
lifted
wrong.
every single day of your life, why wouldn't you be able to?
I mean, you have to
Some
also
people-
grab-
It does
Like,
come
you
down
also
to
have-
genetics.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Some
it really
people's
does.
bone
Does it,
composition just
Yes,
straight up
it
can't
does.
help that.
Yes, it
That's
is.
why we can't all go run as fast as Usain Bolt, no matter how hard.
That's
we were
'cause
to
he's
try.
way
You
more
said
athletic
that
than
before.
us.
Well,
I don't think
honestly,
Brian-
that's genetics.
I don't think Brian Shaw is as
Oh
is
my
that
God.
much
I feel
more
like he
athletic
is.
than us.
I feel like he is.
not.
Brian Shaw is
hold on,
not
hold on.
athletic.
Can you
He
honestly
lift weights.
imagine Brett as big as Brian Shaw?
Okay, no, but Brett wouldn't compete in is the same weight class because Brett's not as tall as him.
Okay, well,
So,
Brian
like-
Shaw's a
How tall is Brian Shaw?
He's like
tall.
6'9".
6'8", I think.
He's
6'8",
tall.
6'9". You could train your entire life and be strong and compete with those guys
Okay,
if you
so I
wanted
guess
to.
my
If you
question
were,
is, what factors determine whether you're an athlete or not?
We should have
we
talked
talked
about
We
it.
discussed that with
Then
every single
then
person.
rename them. Rename them. Strength, speed, agility, endurance, right?
Skill.
What endurance and strength? That's 2 out of 4 that you need.
You don't have to have
Endurance
all of
isn't
them to be athletic.
isn't
As
even
long as
fair,
you're,
though.
as long as you,
Yeah.
even if you're
If
defined
you're
by
talking about
one, you can
endurance,
still be
then we need
athletic.
to leave to get Jim
Not
Goat,
necessarily.
I
There are plenty of
fully agree with
there
Arnold's
are
statement.
plenty of strong
How are we
people.
gonna say?
He doesn't have any endurance.
Even in
Gotta
the
keep
school,
going, guys,
plenty of
guys,
strong
guys,
people that are
guys.
on
We're
the
talking
mile.
about 8 people,
He's
and
not. He's not.
we're
on the
probably
list.
not going to
He's
finish
not
the
on
last
list.
2 in this episode.
Not on the list.
he's not.
I feel like
He's not on the
Brian
list.
Shaw.
No.
If you tried to
No.
get Michael Phelps on just
No.
because like always
I-
as strong as
Well,
LeBron
I
James.
understand that he might not be on the top 5 list, but I can't believe you're just going to sit here and say he's not athletic. You can still be
He definitely
defined
is.
by a specific trait and say you're athletic. Like, although there are people out there that do so many more events, that doesn't mean, like, there are certain people that can't do the same thing as these other people. And
there
just
are
because,
plenty
because you
of-
may have a
The
bias
reason
towards
for
someone else
LeBron
doesn't mean you
James to
can't
not be on
deny
this
the
list.
Yeah,
absolute
it's-
skill
he
and
only does
dedication
one
these
thing.
people
Yeah.
had to their
No,
event.
I'm
But
just saying-
because
You guys
but
for real
because
say LeBron James is less athletic than Brian Shaw.
I
It's
never
just-
said that.
No,
He
I'm
never
just
said
saying
that.
that.
I never
I
said
never
that.
denied. I never denied
On
that
here,
LeBron James is
they said
athletic.
sucks at the bottom. Someone said LeBron James.
That's because he does suck.
Yeah.
I guess the point I was getting to is there are plenty of people who weigh like 300 pounds and aren't athletic. If they put the weights down, they're not athletic. Like LeBron James could put the basketball down, or he could not run, and he would still be extremely strong and extremely agile. But
He had several D1 offers to go play.
Okay,
football.
let's move on, but let's agree that Brian Shaw is not on the list.
He's not on the list.
We've already said we already said what we want to say.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali should be on the list. He is like the epitome of like fast, strong, like heavyweight boxer.
no,
Just heated.
Yeah,
no,
yeah. If you
Well-
think
Okay.
like legend within the boxing realm, you think
next.
you think
We are
Muhammad
talking
Ali
about. We are not
Bruh.
talking about the most accomplished athletes.
I know,
the
but like
most
he
athletic
dominated.
person.
He was like the best person in his time. He
Next. All right, Muhammad Ali is not on the list. Bo Jackson.
He should be on the list.
Bo Jackson's on the list.
Yeah.
That should be the only person we all agree on should be on the list at least.
I barely even know.
Because
who he is.
I don't
two-sport
think they
athlete,
don't
dominated both sports he played.
This
like,
man's
yeah.
crazy. This man's crazy.
See, baseball and
I
football are
said
different
we
types
all
of athleticism.
basically agree.
Yeah,
that
we
Jim
all
Thorpe is
basically
on
agree.
the
Baseball
list.
Yeah.
is a lot more coordination than it is
Yeah.
agility. I mean,
But it
you
tests
have
that
to be agile to
coordination.
play certain positions, but others not really. But
He was a legend in football.
he was
too.
legend in football, which has strength,
Which is the
speed,
most
and
athletic
agility.
Sport.
And then went and
the
showed
fact
off
that
his coordination in baseball and threw
Yes.
a ball 110 miles an hour while trucking people in the NFL.
His mindset, your mindset also plays into how athletic you are. And he was breaking bats over his knee. Solid
his
wooden
head.
bats over his helmet and over his knee. That's just you have a different mindset if you're doing that.
Can I go on a small tangent here? I just looked up, I searched up what defines an athlete, and apparently the British definition of athlete is a person who's skilled in competitive track and field. So if you're not in track and field, you're not
You're
an
not
athlete.
good.
Thorpe back on.
Number one.
Okay, but
Sorry, I just had to say.
Usain Bolt is 5 times the athlete as Jim Thorpe is.
We have to wrap.
Yeah, we do have to wrap.
But anyways,
I mean, we're talking about Bo Jackson right now.
Yeah, I know, but Russell was just saying like Jim Thorpe back on top because we were talking about track, blah blah blah, right? So I was just saying.
anyways.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we'll have to wrap this up in another episode. This has
Four-parter.
It's been 6 Guys Talking. Make sure you catch us on all your podcasting sources. See y'all later.